The 15th Amendment to the United States Constitution is a landmark achievement in American history, ensuring that the right to vote cannot be denied based on race, color, or previous condition of servitude. Ratified on February 3, 1870, it was the third and final Reconstruction Amendment, designed to extend civil rights and political participation to African American men following the Civil War. The struggle for voting rights had been a major issue throughout the 19th century. Before the Civil War, 1861 to 1865, voting laws varied widely by state, with most denying suffrage to black men, even in the North. Enslaved people in the South had no legal rights at all. However, the abolition of slavery through the 13th Amendment, 1865, and the granting of citizenship through the 14th Amendment, 1868, laid the groundwork for black political participation. During Reconstruction, 1865 to 1877, Congress sought to secure full legal and political rights for freed African Americans. The passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1866 was an important step, but many Republicans feared that without a constitutional amendment, states would continue to suppress black voters. Radical Republicans pushed for stronger protections, believing that voting rights were essential for African Americans to achieve true equality. The 15th Amendment was introduced in 1869 and passed both houses of Congress. It stated, "The right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude." It also gave Congress the power to enforce the amendment through legislation. Ratification was not easy. Southern states resisted, fearing the loss of white political control. However, under Reconstruction policies, Southern states were required to ratify the amendment before being readmitted to the Union. Many did so reluctantly. By February 3, 1870, the required 3/4 of the states had ratified the amendment, making it law. For a brief period, the 15th Amendment transformed American politics. African American men voted in large numbers and were elected to local, state, and national offices. The first black U.S. Senator, Hiram Revels, took office in 1870, followed by numerous black representatives in Congress. Black political power grew, especially in southern states with large African American populations. However, this progress was soon met with fierce white resistance. As Reconstruction ended in 1877, southern states enacted Jim Crow laws to restrict black voting rights. These included poll taxes, literacy tests, and grandfather clauses, which were designed to circumvent the 15th Amendment without explicitly violating it. Many southern states also used violence and intimidation, including attacks by the Ku Klux Klan, to prevent black citizens from voting. For nearly a century, these racist voting restrictions remained in place. The Supreme Court, in cases like United States v. Reese, 1876, weakened the amendment's enforcement by ruling that states could impose voting qualifications, as long as they did not explicitly base them on race. This effectively allowed voter suppression laws to continue unchecked. It was not until the Civil Rights Movement of the 1960s that the 15th Amendment's promise was finally fulfilled. The Voting Rights Act of 1965, signed into law by President Lyndon B. Johnson, outlawed discriminatory voting practices and gave the federal government power to oversee elections in states with histories of discrimination. This dramatically increased black voter registration and participation. Even today, the 15th Amendment remains relevant in debates over voter suppression, gerrymandering, and election laws. Some argue that modern restrictions, such as voter ID laws and purging of voter rolls, disproportionately affect black and minority communities, echoing past efforts to suppress the vote. The 15th Amendment was a milestone in the fight for racial equality, but it also showed that constitutional rights are only as strong as their enforcement. The struggle for equal access to the ballot box continues, proving that the fight for democracy and civil rights is never truly over.